My name is Yang So-yu. I'm 50 years old. I'm sitting in my penthouse in Manhattan. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Central Park. $15 million apartment, CEO of a Fortune 500 tech company, net worth $400 million. And I'm completely empty. Let me tell you how I got here and why none of it matters. I grew up poor, Queens, New York. My parents ran a small grocery store. We lived in the apartment above it, 300 square feet for 4 people. I shared a mattress with my brother. I was 17 when I decided I'd never be poor again. Never. I worked 3 jobs to pay for community college, then transferred to NYU. Graduated top of my class, got hired at a startup. That startup became a unicorn. I became rich. But rich wasn't enough. I wanted everything. At 28, I met Claire. She was a lawyer, smart, beautiful, ambitious, from a wealthy Connecticut family. Exactly what I needed. We got married within a year. Big wedding, 300 guests, and made all the business magazines. Tech rising star marries legal eagle. Claire was perfect, the perfect wife for my image, but she was cold, calculated. Our marriage was a business arrangement. We both knew it. So I found warmth elsewhere. Jessica was my first affair. She was 23, a model. I met her at a charity gala. She laughed at my jokes, made me feel young, desired. I set her up in an apartment in Soho, visited her twice a week. Claire never knew. Or she did and didn't care. Then came Rachel, a journalist. She interviewed me for Forbes. Sharp mind, dangerous curiosity. I loved the risk. Then Sophia, an artist. She saw beauty in everything. She said I had depth. I believed her. Then Amanda, a dancer, grace personified. She moved like water. Then Nicole, a venture capitalist. She understood my world. We made deals in bed. Then Lisa, a chef. She fed me like I was starving. Maybe I was. Then Emily, a professor. She taught me poetry, said I had a soul worth saving. 8 women. Claire, my wife, 7 others scattered across Manhattan. Each in their own apartment, each believing they were special, each receiving a part of me. I compartmentalized perfectly. Monday, Rachel. Tuesday, board meetings and Claire. Wednesday, Sophia. Thursday, Amanda. Friday, business dinners and Nicole. Saturday, Lisa. Sunday, family time with Claire. Then Emily at night. I was a master of deception. 8 different phones. 8 different versions of myself. To Claire, I was the ambitious CEO husband, cold, efficient, focused. To Jessica, I was the generous lover who rescued her from obscurity. To Rachel, I was the misunderstood genius trapped in a loveless marriage. To Sophia, I was the patron with hidden artistic sensitivity. To Amanda, I was strong, protective, steady. To Nicole, I was an equal, a partner in ambition. To Lisa, I was the man who appreciated simple pleasures. To Emily, I was the student hungry for meaning. I gave each woman what she wanted, and they gave me what I needed. Validation, desire, purpose. My company grew. 50 million in revenue, then 200 million, then $1 billion. We went public. My net worth exploded. I bought the penthouse, a beach house in the Hamptons, a cabin in Aspen, a yacht. I had everything. But something was wrong. The more I achieved, the emptier I felt. Success tasted like nothing. Each conquest, each deal, each woman, they all blurred together. I started waking up at 3 a.m. Panic attacks. Who am I? Which version? Where am I supposed to be? I'd look at Claire sleeping next to me and feel nothing. Then I'd drive to Jessica's apartment and feel nothing there too. The sex became mechanical. The conversations repetitive. The lies exhausting. But I couldn't stop, because stopping meant facing the truth, that I was empty, had always been empty. Then came my 50th birthday. Claire threw me a party, 200 guests, the penthouse filled with Manhattan's elite, everyone who mattered. I stood at the window, champagne in hand, watching the room. Claire was networking, introducing herself as Yang's wife to investors. She hadn't kissed me in 3 years. Jessica texted me. Missing you tonight, baby. She didn't know it was my birthday. I'd never told her. Rachel called, angry. I'd missed our Wednesday. I'd forgotten. Completely forgotten. Sophia sent a painting. Beautiful. Meaningless. Amanda was performing at Lincoln Center. I'd promised to go. I wasn't there. Nicole closed the deal without telling me. We were supposed to be partners. We weren't. Lisa had cooked me a birthday dinner. It was cold now, waiting in her apartment, uneaten. Emily texted a poem, Rilke, about loneliness. She understood more than she should. I looked around my penthouse, at my wife who didn't love me, at my guests who didn't know me, at my reflection in the window, and I saw nothing. A hollow man in an expensive suit. I'd spent 30 years building this life, this empire, these relationships, and none of it was real. I didn't love Claire. I'd married her for status. I didn't love Jessica. She was a trophy, youth I could purchase. I didn't love Rachel. She was danger, excitement to fill the void. I didn't love Sophia, Amanda, Nicole, Lisa, or Emily. They were roles I played, characters in a story I'd written, a fantasy of the perfect life. But there was no perfect life. There was just me, empty, alone. I walked out of my own birthday party, took the elevator down, walked through Manhattan for hours, and I thought about every choice, every betrayal, every lie. I'd betrayed 8 women, lied to each of them, used them. But worse, I'd betrayed myself. I'd spent my entire life chasing what I thought would make me happy. Money, power, women, success. And I'd gotten it all, but happiness? I'd never found it, because I'd never looked inside. I'd built an empire on sand, beautiful, impressive sand, but sand nonetheless. One wave, and it all crumbles. The next morning, I woke up in a hotel room. I don't remember getting there. I looked at my 8 phones, hundreds of messages, each woman wondering where I was. I turned them all off. Then I called my lawyer. I want a divorce. From which one, he joked. He didn't know about the others. No one did. From Claire. And I need to end 7 other relationships. Over the next month, I dismantled my life. I gave Claire everything she wanted. The Hamptons house, $20 million. She didn't fight. She seemed relieved. I ended it with Jessica. She cried, asked why. I had no answer. Rachel wrote an article. Tech CEO's midlife crisis. Brutal, accurate. Sophia destroyed the paintings she'd made of me. Good. Amanda blocked my number. Fair. Nicole sued me. A business dispute. We settled. We were never partners. Lisa sent back every gift I'd given her. All of them. Emily sent one last poem. Yeats. All changed utterly. I sold the penthouse, the yacht, the cabin. I stepped down as CEO, sold most of my shares. I gave away $200 million. Foundations, charities, ex-girlfriends. I kept enough to live simply, quietly. Now I live in a small apartment in Brooklyn, 1 bedroom, nothing fancy. I wake up every morning and make my own coffee, walk to a local cafe, read, think. I talk to no one, date no one, chase nothing. People ask what happened to me. He lost it, they say, threw away everything. But they're wrong. I didn't lose anything. I woke up. For 50 years, I was chasing a dream. Wealth, status, love, power. I achieved it all, every single goal. And it meant nothing, because I'd built my life on desire, on wanting, on hunger. But desire is endless. There's always more to want, more to achieve, more to conquer. I had 8 women. I could have had 80. It wouldn't have mattered. I had $400 million. I could have had $4 billion. Still empty. The problem wasn't what I had. It was who I was. A man with no center, no self, just ambition and appetite. I betrayed 8 women, but I betrayed myself most of all. I spent my life becoming someone I thought the world would admire, and I forgot to become someone I could live with. Now I sit in my small apartment and drink my coffee. I watch the sunrise. I read philosophy. I walk through Prospect Park. And for the first time in 50 years, I feel something. Peace. Not happiness, not excitement, just peace. The dream is over. The empire is gone. The women are gone. And I'm finally awake. Was it all meaningless? Yes. Was it all a waste? Maybe. But I learned something. Finally, you can have everything and nothing at the same time. Success without soul is just noise. Love without truth is just transaction. I had it all, and it was all empty. Now I have nothing, and I'm finally free.